So, let's give a small introduction to the 7 Noachide laws. The Torah, which is the eternal book written by God Himself, the Kodesh Baruch Hu. This book applies to people of all races, all religions. That basically the Torah is telling each and every person how to behave, what to do, what not to do. And although Jews have 613 mitzvahs, the Goyim, non-Jewish people, they have 7 laws, 7 Noachide laws. They're called the 7 Noachide laws because of Noach. Noach was a person who kept those laws, we believe, from the Bible, from the Torah. Noach was the father of all humanity after the Mabul, after the flood, and we follow his ways. And if we're Jewish, we keep all 613 mitzvahs to the best of our ability. And if we're not Jewish, then we try to keep, or we should try to keep, the 7 Noachide laws. Ellen was asking a question before. Whenever the Torah, the Talmud, talks about a ben Noach, do we mean a person who accepted upon himself the 7 laws or not? The answer is the Torah really obliges each and every person, whether he accepted those laws or not. He should be fulfilling those 7 laws. However, a ben Noach, a person who accepted upon himself to keep those 7 laws, and he went to a Jewish Beis Din, went to a Jewish court, and he said, I want to keep those 7 laws because I accept them upon myself, and I do it because that's what Moses got in Sinai, the Torah. Then that person has special privileges amongst the Jewish nation. The person who did not, who does not confirm into those laws, then he usually has the title of an idol worshipper, Akum, and his status is different. His status is lower. Even if he doesn't worship idols, and idol worship is a different question. What's called idol worship in Judaism is not exactly what people in the street call idol worship. Could be certain religions which we call monotheistic or really, idol worship, such as people who believe in Trinity, and stuff like that. So that is not exactly, it's not the way we see God at all. The Rambam Maimonides says at the beginning of his monumental work, Yad Chazaka, he explains very nicely and very philosophically why the whole concept of God is being one. You cannot have more than one God that's omnipotent and omnipresent. You cannot. If you really go deep into that, you cannot have 2 of them with the same power. By definition.
Given the same time as the 10 Commandments or before?
The 7 Noachide laws were given to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, as we're going to see right now. So we're now learning about 7-8 pages in Tractate Sanhedrin, and we're in page 56a in the bottom of the page. Nun Vav Amud Aleph, bottom of the page. Those of you who have Talmud at home can follow me. Tonu Rabbanon, the penultimate line. Tonu Rabbanon, Sheva mitzvahs nitztavu bnei Noach. The children of Noach were mitztavu, they were commanded by 7 laws. It doesn't mean the children of Noach that came out of the ark. We're talking about Adam and Chava, but it applies to all humanity, which we call bnei Noach. What are those 7 laws? Dinin is just having some kind of judicial system, not to have some kind of crazy not banana republic, not to have some kind of crazy anarchy. You have to have monetary laws. You have to have a judicial system of some sort. That's the first one. Birkas Hashem, blessing God, which really means the other way, but we don't want to pronounce that. So a goy, any person should not curse Chas v'Shalom, his creator. Avodah Zarah is the third one. Avodah Zarah is idol worship. Whatever that means is a discussion by itself. We're talking now generally. Gilui Arayos is having sexual conduct that's immoral. Immoral sexual conduct is Gilui Arayos, and that too has its own, Gedorim, its own parameters. Shfichus Domim is murder. Goyim are not allowed to murder as much as Jews. That means even old and sick people should not be killed. Ushfichus Domim was at his 5th. The 6th one is Gezel, is theft. Nobody's allowed to steal. And the 7th one is Eivar Min HaChai, is taking a limb out of a live animal and eat it while the animal is still alive. So somebody sent me a video 2 days ago. One of the members of this class sent me a video. Sent it to you too?
Yeah, I've seen in China.
I literally couldn't fall asleep. I was sick to my stomach. You see people from certain part of the world. Unbelievable. It's very, very disturbing. You see like animals that are alive, like these seafood, like small octopuses and things like that. They're alive, and they take and they eat them as they are alive. And the things like jumping out of the mouth of the person as he's eating it and chewing it was horrendous. It was beyond. I think it's the most repulsive thing I've seen in my life. Anyway, so Ever Minachai is not allowed according to the Torah. They should really opt for different kind of cuisine. Now let's turn the page to Nunvav Amud Beis. Now there are opinions who hold that there are more Noachide laws, not just 7 but more. Rabbi Hanania ben Gamla or ben Gamliel says, Omer Af al Hadam min Hachai. Dam min Hachai means not only you should not eat the limb, the flesh, the meat of a live animal, but don't drink the blood of an animal that's still alive. Like some people do in Africa, they cut they make a cut in the cow and they suck the blood from the cow while it's still alive, and they believe it gives them powers. So don't do that. Don't. You should tell them not to do that. Maybe they'll listen to us. You know? And in Johannesburg they don't do it. Only in other areas. So I'm sure you don't. So dam min hachai is also not allowed, which by the way indicates that dam otherwise is allowed. Yeah. Although we Jews are not allowed to have blood, and it's a very, very severe issur of course, other people can. Rabbi Chidka is saying is adding another prohibition. Here says castration. Goyim are not allowed to castrate animals, not allowed to castrate themselves. All kinds of operations that are complicated, they should not be done. Yet one's not allowed to castrate himself or to castrate animals either. And that's why when people have dogs, when Jewish people have male dogs, it's very not simple. It's not simple at all, because people tend to castrate their dogs, and it's not simple. You're not allowed to do that. And if you get a goy to do that, so it's also not so simple. I mean, even if we don't pass them like Rav Chidka, it's not simple. If the goy does it for you, there are solutions. Maybe if you own a male dog, go ask your local Orthodox rabbi, but don't ask me. But it's not simple. It's not simple at all. So if you have to get a dog, which is a whole different issue, get a female dog. Okay. Rabbi Shimon says yet another prohibition. He adds Arfala Kishuf. What's Kishuf? Yeah, witchcraft. Kishuf is witchcraft. Goyim are not allowed to be witches or warlocks. Yeah, Harry Potter and the entire school are out of job. Yeah, should close Hogwarts. How's it called? Yeah, close it down. So Kishuf is not allowed. The Goyim basically changing nature through unnatural ways is not allowed. You see something very interesting. There's a common denominator. No, let's continue, and then we'll see something even more interesting.
What do you mean?
We see a common denominator between all the different things are also for going outside the 7 laws. Rabbi Yossi is coming to add an entire list of things, a whole bunch of things. We are Nun Vav Amud Beis, Sanhedrin Nun Vav Amud Beis, in the 4th line. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Kol ha'umur b'parshas Kishuf, anything that's mentioned in the Torah, in the parsha of Kishuf, in that section to do with Kishuf, B'noach Muzar Olav. There's one pasuk, the pasuk is in Dvarim, Dvarim Yud Zayin, that's, how do you say Dvarim in English? Deuteronomy? Deuteronomy 17 or 18, it says there, Lo yimotze b'cha ma'avir b'no b'itoi ba'esh. It should not be found amongst you, even going. Nobody should let their children be given to a molech, the kind of a desire of idol worship where they would pass the kid between 2 fire, or they would make him jump top of the fire. There are all many different ways where you burn your own child, or you get the priests to burn your own child in honor of the Zara. So don't do that. Molech, it's called in English, probably. Okay, so don't do that. Even if your name is Tim McKenzie and not Moshe Rubinstein, you should not do that. Koisem Ksamim. The list is long. Koisem Ksamim. So in modern Hebrew, Kosem is the magician, the guy who comes to the children's shows. But in the Gemara, in the Torah, Koisem Ksamim means a person who consults with a stick. He has like a stick, like a magic stick, and he consults with the stick, asking, shall I do that, shall I not do that? His stick is his consultant, some kind of magic stick, or today it'll be like a crystal ball. Shall I do, shall I not do that? I don't know whether it's nonsense or not. We're going to talk about it later, but don't do that. That's an issur d'oraisa, even if you're not Jewish. Me'oinen with an ayin has to do with either the word ona, which means season, time, or me'onen is with the eyes. Here it gets very tricky. Me'onen, both me'onen are very common today. Me'onen either means a person who tells you that's a good time to go, that's not a good time to go. Yeah? Are you Sagittarius? You're Sagittarius. So next week it's not a good time to start a business deal. This week is a time to start a business deal. That's also the Oraisa. It's forbidden even for goyim. So the horoscope column at the end of the newspaper is questionable. Yeah? Me'onen. Now the other explanation of Onen is ayin, and that's really tricky. A person who doesn't do real magic, real witchcraft, but he does achizat einayim, which in English would be like a sleight of hand or a conjurer. You know, that's what's done today. That's what's done today.
The magicians are doing that.
So the magicians who do it today, and even have religious magicians. So Rav Avad Yosef says, and that's halacha, they should show the children one or two tricks and tell them, I'm not for real. Because 3 years old and very, very gullible, they'd believe, wow, the guy really gets a rabbit out of nowhere. You're not allowed to make people believe that you are the real deal, and that's the Oraisa. So therefore, next time you do a magic trick, you have to tell the audience that, you know, you're not really Harry Potter. Yeah,
you have these illusionists. You know, they're very famous, and you know they don't show anybody what they're doing. They make it really look like they're doing something.
So it's a problem. So they have to show that they have to show one or two tricks before when they start the show to tell people that they're not the real thing. Although it looks that way, yeah, that's because otherwise it's known. If we pass in that way,
will this stick help me with the stock exchange?
Even if it won't help. We believe that will the stick help you with the stock exchange? We believe there's no siyata d'shmaya. There's no heavenly aid when it comes to that. Menachesh in modern Hebrew, menachesh just means to guess. Now menachesh means to. Here it says menachesh is to basically say if so and so happens, I'll do that. Otherwise, no. In other words, the person says menachesh is. Rashi brings two examples in the Torah. It came to me now. Tzvi hifsikoi b'derech. Like the black cat. Many people, especially in Eastern Europe and other places in the south, if a black cat came, that's a bad sign, don't go out of the house, or something bad will happen to you. That's called nichush, it's also the oraisa. That is, you believe that tzvi hifsikoi b'derech. I went on my trip and all of a sudden a deer stopped me, a deer crossed my way, that's a bad sign, don't go to the business deal. That's called menachesh. Pita nafla mipiv. In other words, you're having your sandwich and it fell off your mouth and that's a bad sign, you're not allowed to believe bad omens, bad signs. No, that's called menachesh. These are the two examples when Rashi brings down. A guy asked me, a very nice Hasidic man, he's my relative, he asked me if you heard dogs, yelling in a very strange way, what does it mean for him? He said, I don't think it means anything, and if anything, we're running into Yisro D'Oraisa. Because if you believe that the dogs, are barking too loud next to you or something, and because of that something will happen, I think we're bordering on menachesh, right? So that's that Isser. Mechashef is just a regular guy. It's good old what? Good old Harry. Mechashef, young Harry, yeah? Mechashef is what? Is a person who does witchcraft. Yeah, not in the book, but for real. He's a person who changes nature through sorcery. He's a warlock, she's a witch, yeah, sorcerer. Yeah, those people who change nature just like that. Yeah, can you really turn a frog into a princess or the other way around? I don't know. But even if you can turn the princess into a frog or vice versa, or the prince into a frog, don't try it. Yeah, it's an Issa D'Oraisa, so don't do that. V'choiver cheder. Choiver cheder, what's chaver? Lechaber, to connect. So some people, they would bring a lot of animals together and that would give them some kind of supernatural power. They get together a lot of scorpions or some kind of weird animals, or dangerous animals. They would group them together, and that would give them, or seemingly would give them some kind of power. So that's not allowed. V'shayel oiv v'yidoini. Shal oiv v'yidoini. So oiv means shal oiv and yidoini. We already mentioned a few times. Again, it's people want to know the future. People want to connect with the dead. So oiv is the person who brings the mace, the dead person's spirit, and somehow it sits in his bosom. Oiv, according to another pshat, just means very interesting. Of like in Shol, the king's soul, he went to Baal Sa'ov. Shal Oiv, according to another opinion in the Rishonim, I don't remember who, but I saw it yesterday. Shal Oiv means a person who just meditates and starts sort of developing his imagination in order to get into higher levels of witchcraft. Not in a good way. To meditate to get close to God is very good. But to start using your imagination and sort of work on your psyche in a very strong way in order to get witchcraft kind of powers, that is Ov. Oh, very good. Somebody who reads cards, tarot.
Yeah. He tells you what's going to be in the future.
Tells you what's going to be in the future. Could be under under the wood, kaisem. That could be somebody who's like the.
As well.
All these things are very, very iffy and not recommendable even for going. In any event, there's a mitzvah to say, there's a positive commandment that says, Tomim tiyeh b'Shem Elokecha. That covers it all. You should walk in a way that is simple and innocent with your God. Don't try to see what's going to be tomorrow. You should try and see what you have to do, not what God has to do for you, what God has in store for you. Just trust God that everything will happen. Give me a second, Jason. V'idoni. Idoni is a person who puts there's an animal called yodoah. He puts the bone of the animal in his mouth, and then the animal supernaturally starts talking and telling things. Don't do that at home, even if you're not Jewish. And the last but not least is Dor Shalom Eisim. The one actually talks to the dead. He talks to the dead, and they say that in Poland they invented a machine. The machine talks to the dead. The only problem is that the dead don't answer. So that's a side point. So
He sleeps in the cemetery.
he sleeps in the cemetery. Yeah, maybe his wife kicked him out. So he sleeps in the cemetery. He wants to connect to the dead, and again gain supernatural powers. So all these things, give me a second. How do you know that Goyim are not allowed to do that? Because the pasuk finishes, the verse closes by saying, the Torah says, don't do like the Canaanites do, like the idol worshippers do. Hashem is about to bring Bnei Yisrael to Eretz Yisrael. Don't do that, because beware of the fact that those who used to be the dwellers of the land were kicked out why? Because they did that stuff. Well, if they did that stuff, what's wrong? You can't punish the goyim and say you're chucked out of the land of Israel if nobody ever told them not to do that. Must be that they were warned at some point in history not to do that. They rebelled and did it, and therefore now they deserve to be ousted of the land of Israel, which is holy.
Classic example.
Yes, Jason. Question time.
Actually, classic example of this is a Ouija board.
Ouija board is something mentioned by you. Can you enlighten me, a very narrow-minded guy from Bet Shemesh? What is a Ouija board? I know about cards. I know about crystal ball. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Sit in a circle and hold hands.
Oh, wait, you're talking about seance? Seance is for sure, sir. Yeah, seance is Dor Shalom Eisim. Seance, some people became religious through seance because seance proves to you in a very clear way that there's an afterlife. However, don't do, no, you're not allowed to. They do it in the army a lot. In the free time, the soldiers, they do, it's called Ouija. It's like that they bring the dead with the coffins. Oh yeah, I know a lot about that. I spoke to people who experienced that, and yes, there's a lot of scary stories about it, and it's true. Of course, but don't do it. No, because that's Dor Shalom Eisim. To connect to the dead and talk to the dead is awesome.
Many years ago,
confession time, Ellen. Yeah,
many years ago.
His previous lifetime. I'm joking.
Put keys on the table, and in England there's a Michigan that keys were unlucky to leave on the table. So I said to Rabbi, it's unlucky to leave keys on the table. He says, Alan, you're right. Put the keys up, and then put back down on the table.
Very good. Yeah, we don't believe in all these. Yeah, it's superstition. Very good. Yeah. Next, Rabbi. Before we continue, it's interesting to note. It's important to note. There's a big disagreement, a big machlokas between Rambam, Maimonides, and many other opinions. Maimonides thinks that all these things is nonsense. In other words, those things don't really work, but don't do them, although it's nonsense. In other words, really the future, you'll not be able to foretell the future. Really, the witchcraft is not really witchcraft. It only seems that way. The whole thing is just one big fake. The Rambam is being more of, seichelic, more analytical. And the Rambam says, no, it's not true. But the Torah says, don't behave that way. Don't do all these make-believe, magician, cheap magic kind of things. Many people disagree with the Rambam, and they bring proofs from the Talmud, from the Gemara, that say that no, these things are for real, and people can change nature through all kinds of, through tumah, through all kinds of unholy ways. And it's true. The Gaon, very vehemently argues on the Rambam, and they say no, these things can happen under certain circumstances with certain powers. People have those powers, and yet don't do it. So don't do it. Don't change nature. Kishuf means makrish b'mali shalmala. Don't distort, don't disturb the order that comes from Shemayim. Let nature be nature. Let God take care of things. Let go and let God. Don't try to play God. Which gets us exactly to the next point. Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar Omer af al hakilaim b'nei Noach, even goyim are not allowed to mix two species together. What does that mean? Mutar b'nei Noach lilbosh kilaim. If Bnei Noach and guy in Germany wants to buy Hugo Boss suit, is allowed to buy the Hugo Boss suit. Hugo Boss suits, I've heard, are full of kilayim. Kilayim is, you know what kilayim is, yeah? It's sever and pishtim together, the linen and the wool together. So we have those, we check them to make sure that you don't have the two species together. But a guy is allowed to wear a suit or a dress or anything that has the two species together, that yes. Velizroa kilayim also, they're allowed to plant two seeds together that are different. However, they're not allowed to basically let two animals mate of two different types. In other words, let's say, very good, let's say a donkey, no, more common is a donkey and a horse, and a mare or whatever, whichever gender, yeah? And that would create a mule. You're not allowed to create a mule. Anyhow, mule cannot reproduce, you know that. Yeah, but the horse and the thing, you're not allowed to create a new species. And the Harkova Sa'ilan, although they're allowed to plant two seeds next to each other, they're not allowed to do harkava, which is called in English grafting. They're not allowed to graft and create a new kind of tree. And genetical engineering would be interesting, because I don't know if that's allowed. Well, we see one common denominator between all these things, that's changing nature. When you market kalam, you create a new species of animal, or a new species of food, or you do all these kinds of kishuf, or you do sirus, you castrate an animal. All these things have to do with changing nature. The 7 Noachide laws, the basic ones, are not. But the additional ones, of witchcraft, sirus, these kind of things, they have to do changing nature. Human beings are not allowed to change nature too much. You can develop nature, but don't try and play God and change nature. And come to what we have today. Go ahead. Yeah,
So
Jason.
one thing that they're doing today, scientists are trying to do today, is trying to mix let's say orangutan and human DNA and come up with hybrids and things like that. That's
to mix the DNA.
DNA.
Genetically modify.
Yeah, literally in the lab.
The actual animal.
Create different.
Doesn't look nice to me, according to here. But I don't know if that's mamish called or called, but makes sense. It would be possibly. Yeah.
You're talking about my according to evolution. You're talking about my granddad.
Okay. Yeah. Zaidi and the grandson together. However, that's not so clear that that's a lachal ma'aser. We don't know if we rule that way. We're just in the Talmud stage. The Gemara is now asking a question, a very simple question. Mina hanimili. Mina hanimili, how do you know? Meaning, how do you know that the 7 laws of Noach, the 7 mitzvahs of Noach, what's the source? Where is it written in the Torah? So now let's give again a small introduction, Yosef, like you were saying. We know, but we'll mention it again for the people who view us online, that not everything is written outright in the Torah. A lot of things in the Torah are given by oral tradition, and many of them are just alluded to, are hinted to, sometimes with one word in the Torah. Sometimes not even that. What are you saying, Yaakov? Remez, which is an allusion, a hint. Sometimes the Torah only hints to the word. In one word, we hint to the idea, and that's good enough for us. It's called remez. No, it's true. It's called remez. It's called remez. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, the Amar Kro, we see the first thing that Hashem commanded Adam in Bereshis. Maybe it was the second thing. I'm not sure what was first. I think Pruvu was before that, actually. Be fruitful and multiply. And anyway, one of the first things that Hashem told Adam in Gan Eden, He told him, "Vayitzav Hashem Elokim ala Adam lemol mikol etz hagan echol tochel." Hashem Elokim commanded Adam, saying, "You can eat any of the fruit, any of the trees that if you can eat." Now let's move the camera to the whiteboard. We'll just have it clearer. Yeah. So I'll just write the pasuk. We have it here clear. Yeah. Let's see. ויצב השם אלוקים על האדם למול מכל עץ הגן לכל תאכל. ויצב אלו הדינים. The Torah says ויצב. Yeah. What's ויצב? He commanded. What does it mean he commanded? אלו הדינים. ויצב is alluding, is referring to commandment, which is dinin, having some kind of judicial system, justice system, right? Justice system, yeah. That's Vayitzav. How do you know that Vayitzav means justice? Maybe Vayitzav means other things. Because we see in a different place in the Torah, the Torah talks about Avraham Avinu, commanding Avraham Avinu, Avraham our father, saying, that The word Savet Tzivui relates to judicial system, as Abraham will give over to his children. So no, Tzav means justice. Hashem, the next word in the pasuk is Hashem is God Himself. What's Hashem? Zubiyukas Hashem. Hashem is coming to say, do not bless, meaning the other way. Hashem, don't blaspheme. I'm tempted to blaspheme the color here. Okay. Blasphemy is Hashem. How do you know? As we see in a different pasuk, the one who curses Hashem, Elokim. Next word is Elokim. That's another name for Hashem. What's Elokim? That is coming to tell me what idol worship is not allowed. That's the word Elokim. How do we know that? Elohim, when the wrong way, means foreign God. So that comes to exclude idol worship. Al ha'adam, v'tzav Hashem Elokim al adam. See what's going on here? Each and every word in the pasuk is teaching us something. Hashem Elokim commanded al ha'adam, on Adam, which is Adam and a person. The shvichus damim, Adam means murder. The prohibition of murder is ala Adam. Later on in Noach, also relating to Bnei Noach, it says the one who spills dam ha'adam, the one who spills the human being's blood, his blood, of course, after it's being judged and tried, should be spilled. Lemo, interesting. We even learned from the word lemo, which means saying. Lemo. What do we learn from there? We say zu giloi arayas. Giloi arayas is sexual what?
Transgression.
Okay, sins I would say. Okay, sexual sins are lemo. What is lemo? Sexual sins to say b'chenu oimer, because there's another pasuk in the Navi, in the prophet, that says lemoir. It said to say, saying, a man would send his wife to somebody else, she went and she married another person, he's not allowed to remarry her. In halacha, once she's been with another man married, you cannot remarry her. That's a form of arayas. Even if by going that could be allowed, but still the pasuk is in general talking about arayas. Mikol etz hagan, continues the pasuk, what did the Shem tell them? Mikol etz hagan. You can eat what? From all trees of the garden except for the one, because it's a gan, v'lo gezel. V'lo gezel, and here there's no other pasuk that is gezel, theft. You're not allowed to steal, to be a thief. Mikol etz hagan. So here Rashi says, Mikol etz hagan, the mere fact that Hashem told them you're allowed to eat from each and every fruit already tells you that the moral basics are that you have to have permission. If theft would just not be there, why do you need permission? Even though the Garden of Eden belongs to God, who needs permission? I can just do whatever I want. Anarchy. We see no. Right from the beginning, and here that's an exception to the rule. We're not learning this from another pasuk, we're learning it from the core of the actual pasuk. Hashem told him, I allow you to eat from A, B, C, D, F, G, but not from Eitz Hadas. Right? That is to tell me that, you have to get permission when you go to someone else's garden, or shop, or house, or whatever. Okay? Achol Teichtal, you should eat. That's the last part of the pasuk is you should eat. V'lo ever min achai. That is to say, should not eat ever min achai. Don't eat from live animals. Why? Says Rashi. That is also the simple meaning of it is that you should only eat from the trees that are meant to be eaten from. A live animal is not something you're meant to eat from, says Rashi, not because of humanistic reasons. Says Rashi, a live animal that you have at home, the cow, the sheep, whatever, they're there for other purposes. They're there to have children, their own children, to work, to whatever, to have for the wool, stuff like that. But if you eat the live animal, you're like eating from the wrong thing. You kill it first and then you eat it, don't change the order, and that is Mikol Etz Hagan. You eat from the tree and you use the animal. Have everything in order. So that's how we learn from those hints, from those allusions. This is one pasuk in Bereshis is a source for all 7 laws to do with all of humanity. One second, I just get to add. The Gaon of Vilna says that each and every word, each and every letter in Bereshis, the beginning of the Torah, each and every letter is alluding to everything that will ever happen in history. Yeah, that's okay. I have more to say about that, but I think Jason was first. I'm sorry.
Actually, a quick question about the live animals. I mean, isn't there element? I mean, from my perspective, that's the terror would feel be horrific.
It's also true, but the way we learn it is from there. In other words, we learn it from here, and then we extrapolate it into being nice to animals.
You can't shecht a live animal, but if the animal dies, you can eat it. If it dies,
You can shecht a live animal? Of course you can. You shecht it.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, they say you cannot kill a live animal.
No, you can kill the live animal as much as you want. If you're going, you can just shoot it in the head.
Oh,
You
good.
can't take a piece of meat off the live animal and eat it. The animal's still alive, the cow is still alive, he takes a piece of stomach, cuts off a piece of its stomach and eats it. That's not allowed. That's ever minachai. If he kills it, he kills it. Goyim not mechuyev in shchita.
But if the animal dies of its own,
The goyim can eat it. Goyim don't have kashrus. They can eat nevelas. They can eat nevelas.
For us, it would be trefa.
They
They
can
would
eat
shoot in
treif
the
also.
head. They would
Yeah.
trefa.
Yes, right. Or trefa. They shoot it in the head like they do. The electrocuted, whatever. And that's allowed for them. Yeah.
there goes my lunch.
It's what?
A mitzvah for them.
Maybe for them it's even a mitzvah to avoid ever minachai. It's true. Just interesting. That's Ellen made an am I online? Ellen is making a good point. Maybe for a non-Jew it's actually a positive commandment in a way to kill the animal before eating it, because that's always avoiding ever minachai. Interesting. Yeah. Just like if a goy blesses Hashem, it's a mitzvah for him because he's not cursing. He's doing the opposite of cursing. That's why Moshe Feinstein said that in America would be a good idea if they would pray in schools. Yeah, which was a big controversy. But okay, we're online. That's scary. Yeah, we can get all kinds of comments. Okay, where are we holding? So yes.
Story time.
No, it's not a story time yet. We have another opinion. We have another opinion that switches two of them. Ki also Rabbi Yitzchak, or the end of the second wide line. The end of the second wide line. Ki also Rabbi Yitzchak Tani Ibcha. Rabbi Yitzchak came and he taught two of those mitzvahs, Vayitzav, with justice, and Elokim. He switches them, he swaps them, and he says the follows. Vayitzav is avodas kocholim. He is learning Vayitzav is coming to exclude avodah zarah, and Elokim zu dinim. He switches them. Elokim is coming to tell you have to add din. Okay, the Gemara says, how do you know that? Bishlama Elohim zu dinim makes sense. To say Elokim or Elohim meaning din, to have a judicial system, court system, that makes a lot of sense. Because we saw many times, Elohim is also the name for the court, for the judges. Dichtiv, v'nikra balabais, Elo Elohim. The balabais, when there is a dispute between two people, one gave some stuff for his friend to look after, to guard, then there's an argument, what happened to it, then they go to the Elohim, which is based in. Okay. Elo v'itzav over the Zorah, my mashma, since when is v'itzav coming to exclude avodah zarah? For that you need the source. What's your source? Where's the illusion? Where's the remez? That Vayitzav means what? Means idol worship. My mashma. How's that mashma? How can we derive it from there? Rav Chisda, Rav Yitzchak, Rav Dimi. There's machloekes between two Amoraim, Rav Yitzchak, Rav Chisda, Rav Yitzchak, Rav Dimi. Why Vayitzav could mean avodah zarah, and there will be a difference between them lahalacha. Chad Omar, one of them says, if you remember when Hashem is talking to Moshe Rabbeinu about the golden calf, yeah, he tells them they quickly went astray from the derech, from the way that I commanded to them, and tzivisim, the way that I commanded them was not to worship idols, and they do. Look, they have a golden calf and they're dancing around it like crazies, yeah. The other one says there's a different source, and that source is from the Navi, from the prophets, and it says, Ashuk Ephraim Retzutz Mishpat Ki Ho'il Halach Acharei Sav, which means Ephraim, yeah, the part of Israel that didn't go with David, as Ashuk Ephraim Retzutz Mishpat, Ephraim, they unfortunately, they're losing the battles, the Ratzutz, they're being smitten, they're being hit by the enemies. You know why? Because he follows the commandment of who? Not the commandment of Hashem, but the commandment of Navi Abal, the commandments of the false prophets, the prophets of Avodah Zarah. That's why. So you see there, tzav means avodah zarah. Okay, my benayu. So we have two sources to say why tzav would mean avodah zarah. Yeah, why is that? Either we're talking about the egel azov, tzav min haderech asher tzivisim. They're not going with the way that I commanded tzav. Or in the times much later, in the times of the Navi, it says there that tzav, the person. The Bnei Israel followed the commandment of the Zohar, the idol worship, and that's why they didn't go the right way. What's the difference, la halacha? Practically, would there be a difference if you learn it from this source or that source? Yes, there's a difference. There's a difference. Let's say Tim McKenzie is producing idol getchkas. He makes nice statues and statuettes, and he never bows down to them. He just wants to make money. Yeah, the goy oisa avodah zarah, but he never bowed down to it. For a Jew, that's not allowed. You cannot produce avodah zarahs. Yeah, don't make little nice statuettes for people who bow down to them. That's not allowed. That's mefurish in the Torah and the Sefer Dibros. Yeah, you're not allowed to produce them, own them, or let alone you cannot bow down to them. But what about a goy? What about a goy who just produces them for a living? And he says, between you and me, it's nonsense. But that would be $100, please, yeah? So is that allowed or not allowed? That would be a difference. That case itself would be a difference between the two opinions. That would be enough kamina. Why? Leman damar asu mishas asiya mechayev. The one who's learning it from where? From asu lahem egel zohov. Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu they made a golden calf, and the same pasuk says tzav, and from that we learn tzav to going to. And there Hashem's claim against the Jews was that they were making of a Zorah, even before they started dancing around it, yeah? Just making it is terrible. So then, Enochinami, for a Goy too, would derive there and we extrapolate it to a Goy too is not allowed to create an avodah zarah at all. Don't produce that. Change profession. But Lamad Omar, Ki Ho'il Halach, but the other opinion that's talking about the times of the Navi, that they followed the advice of the wrong prophets of the Baal, at the Ozil Basra Upolach law, that you're not allowed, that only once the guy actually follows the way of the Zorah and actually bows down to it and does stuff to it, only then would be also. But if he produces it and never ever bows down to it and doesn't believe in it, no problem, he's allowed to do that. There would be a difference between them. Amarova, now the Rav is asking a question. Umi ika leman de Omar akum shosa v'dazor v'lo ishtacha v'lo chayev. Is that so? Is it possible to say? Is there an opinion that could say that that the goy that created an avodah zarah, he crafted some kind of idol worship without bowing down? Would anybody be mechayev? That would be against the mefurish braysa. That would be against the braysa. V'atanya, it says in the braysa be'akum in goyim dvarim shebezin shenisol memisin aleihen. Ben Noach Muzar Aleihen. The rule is, the Bryce is giving us a general rule that we could follow. The rule is, when it comes to avodah zarah, things that based in by Israel, if Israel does X kind of action for avodah zarah, the Ben Noach is warned about it. And based in Yisrael Memisin Aleihen, but if it's something that a Jew is not allowed to do to avodah zarah, but would not die as a result of that, doesn't deserve execution, and Benoach Muzar Alein, those things, Benoach is always one level less. For example, is a Jew allowed to bow down to avodah zarah? No. So for a God, he's not allowed to bow down. Let's say there's another action, which on purpose I'm not saying what. Let's say there's another action that a Jew is not allowed to do to avodah zarah, but if he did, he's not chayav misa. There are such things. That for a guy it's completely mutar. Says Rava, voila, lemiyuti mai. What is he coming to exclude? Lav lemiyuti akum shosa avodah zarah v'lo ishtacha v'lo. That would be the case. That's the variable we're looking for in the equation. We're looking for something that a Jew is not allowed to do, yet won't get killed. For a guy, by the formula, that would be allowed. Well, that's it, l'chayra. If a Jew crafts an avodah zarah, a Jew made this beautiful Buddha statue. That's not beautiful, but he did it. No, he's not having execution. He wasn't over the Zorah, but he broke an Issa D'Oraisa. Make it Malchus, maybe. So then a Goy, we say, is allowed to do that. So how could that be an argument? It's a Mefurish Braisa, yeah? that if a Jew is not going to be chayiv misa, then for a goy it's completely allowed. Then you can't argue between you two Ameroim against the clear brisa that says that for a goy it is allowed. So asks the Gemara. Amar Papa, no. The variable is not that. The X doesn't mean that. That is excluding hugging and kissing. What does that mean to say? Really, we said that there's something. We didn't say what. There's something that the Jew is not allowed to do, but if he did it, he's not chayav. Kissing and hugging. Let's say he goes to the Buddha center over there in Vernasai, wherever, and he loves over there so much, but he's also learned it enough, he doesn't want to break the Isser, so he doesn't bow down to it, it doesn't bring the hair to it, it doesn't do anything, but he starts kissing and hugging, he loves that statue so much, what he represents, unfortunately, he kisses and hugs. It's not allowed, but nobody's going to kill him for that, because that's called idol worship. So that's it. So if a Jew does that, he's not allowed to, but he doesn't get killed. If a Goy does that, that's allowed. But Enochinami, talking about crafting the Avodah Zarah, that's not what the Brisa spoke about. So that's still free for discussion for the Meroim, whether making Avodah Zarah is allowed or not allowed. Now the Gemara is asking, we have 2 more minutes, please, even though it's past time. We're not past time. Gipuf Nishuk Demai. What kind of Gipuf Nishuk are you talking about? When you kissed and hugged over the Zohar, what do you mean? Ilema Kedalka. Let's say, and this is a very, very important rule when it comes to the Zohar. Rule number 1 of the Zohar is whether it's Kedarka, Shalom Kedarka. And I don't mean like the stuff we had yesterday. Kedarka means, let's say you go to a group of Avodah Zarah in Hawaii or in I don't know where, in wherever, yeah? And let's say they have a specific way that they worship the Avodah Zarah. Let's say they worship the Avodah Zarah by kissing and hugging. That's what they do. They don't bow down, they don't bring coconuts to it, they don't bring hair to it. Their Avodah Zarah, says the great guru, he says, you know what we should do to the statue? Kiss and hug. That's what we do to it. If that's the way they worship, that's called Kedarka. And then a Jew would be chayiv. In other words, you're always chayiv on Avodah Zarah. The way that the worshipper has decided is the way that it's being worshipped. Such as the weird cases we have in the Bible. Such as what? Peor. What's Baal Peor? Excuse my English. You defecate in front of it. Meshugana. But that's the way they worshipped it. So if a Jew defecates in front of the Avodah Zarah with the purpose of Avodah Zarah, it's chayiv misa. Why? Because that's a darka. So if Gipuf Nishuk is the normal way, then he would be chayiv. Bar Ktolahu. Not only that, he'd chayiv misa. You have to kill that. You have to execute him after you try him. Ela lemiyuti shaloi kedalka, which means, let's say you worship the Avodah Zarah in a way that shows reverence and honor, but it's not the normal way. In other words, the goyim of that Avodah Zarah says kissing and hugging. That's not the Sanhedrin way to worship. No, the Gur says that kissing and hugging the statue, that's not mekubal. That's not the right way to do it. Comes the Jew and kisses and hugs, it's not chayiv, because that's not the way they worship it. But is that allowed? It's not allowed. You show a lot of respect here. And that's, the kitzur we said like we said before. We're back to square one. Yeah? In a good way. Yeah? In other words, let's summarize. So if a Jew worships the Avodah Zarah the way that the Goyim do, is chayiv misa. And so is the Goy. If a Jew does a different kind of avodah to the Avodah Zarah, which the Goyim do not worship, its own worshippers don't worship it that way, for the Jew that's not allowed, but is not chayiv misa, and for the Goy that's even allowed. Okay? Now, crafting of Avodah Zarah, making of Avodah Zarah, our idolworship.com produces and delivers within 24 hours. Can a nice Ben Noach Goy have such a business? Question. If you learn Vaitzav from the Egel Azov, is not allowed. Saru min haderech, to just have the idea is already not allowed. But if you learn from the other pasuk of the Diabal, that is yes allowed, because there the Torah only talks about really following the Avodah Zarah. Okay? Thank you very much.
A craftsman cannot form any sort of specific thing.
For Avodah Zarah.
No, not for Avodah Zarah.
If he knows that they'll use it for Avodah Zarah. No, for a Jew, no. A Jew is not allowed to create a real live statue. A Jew is not allowed to. Yeah, if you're a sculpture, it's not supposed to. You can change it. You can make like the head different or make it look not real. But to have a statue like you have all over Europe, like every city there has like 100 statues, so that's not allowed. To have a statue, to create a statue that's real size, that is not allowed. Or even have one at home is not allowed, and even dolls is a question. those are allowed to under certain circumstances.
By the way, that still goes on today. When I was living in Miami, there's a place that used to sell all these, statues of Catholic saints and whatnot. And I mean, I worked with people that used to buy them, and they put food in front of them, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, this happens
In America.
In America.
And nothing surprises me about America. Like, I think, and anything goes there. Like, from the most right thing. What, American people?
Yeah.
Or American born?
Yeah.
In Miami?
Miami.
Okay. I read in Hawaii there's a lot of the Zara, they worship the wind, the sun, all kinds of things. It's like there's a Hisoirus, Tshuva.
Going back to
I'll tell you now this is about something that happened in London, but go ahead, yeah.
going back to the actual beginning. If the 7 Noachide laws were given to Adam Chava, then the nations today are under the auspices of Noachide laws.
Okay, yes. So far so good.
So therefore, that they should they're allowed to do whatever they want to do with the Avodah Zarah. They're allowed to make images and worship them. And he said no. They were warned not to do it.
So he said they're allowed.
No, they're not allowed to do it. They're warned. If the Noachide nations people were warned not to do it, but they do it.
Okay.
So, my point is that the whole world, bar the Jewish nation, are covered by the 7 Noachide laws.
Yes.
The whole world, except they're covered by the 10 Commandments
And everything else.
and everything else. Yeah.
So yes. Yep. All goyim are supposed to keep the 7 Noachide laws. Yeah. I think there's a difference. In Hebrew there is a line. You can stop, whatever. I thought I'm already offline.